How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel. In this video, we are going to be talking about top 3 stocks to watch right now. We're going to cover in detail what these stocks, what are the potential, what are the key price point levels to watch out for these companies. And we're going to be also hearing from one of the CEOs of this company, going over a detailed breakdown of the current momentum of the company right now. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to talk about all this important information in this video coming up. First company that we are going to be talking about is going to be the Taiwan Semiconductor company. This is definitely a company to watch out for. We know AI stocks have been performing very well. When you look at NVIDIA stock, as you can see, stock has gone up exponentially the past few weeks, the past few months. As you can see over here, the stock was trading around 450, 300. It was sitting at around over here at one point at 300, below $300. As you can see right now, it's getting close to $1,000 price point. And these AI stocks, this semiconductor, chip manufacturing companies, they are exploding left and right. Another company to watch out for, of course, is going to be Super Microcomputers. This company also was trading below $300 a few weeks ago. As you can see, at one point, it went close to $1,300. So this is a very, very hot sector right now that is trending exponentially. And one of the stocks to watch out for, as I mentioned, the number one stock to watch out for is going to be Taiwan Semiconductor. So they have their earnings coming up in April 19. So that is why the main reason why we need to watch April 18, why we need to watch this company, because we could potentially see a massive breakout, or even as we get closer to anticipation of a massive announcement by the company, the stock might potentially rally. As you can see, at one point, it hit $157. And we were pulling back right now, but right now we're sitting below $140. But we have a few weeks left until April 18. And even on the earnings announcement, their guidance might be really good, and the stock might potentially go higher. I remember a few weeks ago, NVIDIA, their guidance was massive and the stock just shot up exponentially to the upside and never looked back. The same thing can happen for TSM. So definitely keep it in your watch list. I know there is a lot of the share outstanding for this company is a lot. We're sitting at 5.1 billion shares, so it's a lot, but we can still see the stock move. We could potentially see it testing all-time highs, because we are definitely having a multi-year breakout for this company. If you can look at it right now, the highest that it went was around in 2022. January 11 was the time that this stock hit new 52-week highs. The new highs, and right now we're sitting at close to that price point level, and we made a new 52-week high and all-time highs at $157.76. So we might be retesting it pretty soon. So definitely keep it in your watch list. So let's talk about another AI company that could potentially perform very well too. So the other company we're talking about is going to be Tesla. So as you can see over here, we have Tesla stock as is being getting beat down for the past few weeks. It was trading above $250. Now it's sitting at close to $150. So that is insane price action for Tesla stock. It is kind of getting closer to the lows that it made a few months ago, around $100, which was insane. And right now we're sitting at 100 at the lows that we made around the 52-week low that it made right around over here. As you can see, it's $152. So if you actually buy it, you're buying it close to the 52-week low. So it's actually pretty good pricing instead of buying it close to its 52-week high, which is around $299. So when you look at like the short-term price action and where to get into the stock, it's really a good play right now. If you can get in risking off of the 52-week low around $152, it might potentially, recover and go up within the next few months, depending upon what we hear from a Tesla. But of course, this is a very volatile stock. You definitely have to be careful. It's a very awesome long-term company to invest and just hold it, invest. It could be a good option to just to buy and hold it. But I know people like to swing trade, and if you want to swing trade it, this is a great opportunity. Risk off of $152, and potentially it might recover to even $200 pretty soon. So let's get pretty good risk reward for Tesla stock as an investment entry and also as a swing trade entry too. So let's talk about the third company to watch out for. Third company that we're going to talk about is going to be Sofi stock. So Sofi stock, unfortunately, got beat down, right? We talked about Sofi stock before they announced their earnings. We expected a massive move, right? So we hit the massive move and made substantial amount of price increase in the stock. As you can see over here, it went close to $9.50. Unfortunately, it dropped, it sold off. If you watch my previous videos, you can definitely see that I mentioned that we might expect some form of a pullback after earnings because it's kind of a pattern with SoFi. Even though they make a massive new, milestones for the company, they announced some great numbers, the stock just cannot sustain its gains that it makes, unfortunately. The same thing happened, right now, it dropped significantly at one point from $9 within a matter of 24 hours. It was sitting at $7.20. So that was a huge drop. We're going to be hearing from the CEO going over exactly why he made some moves that could potentially benefit the stock in the long term, but in the short term, a lot of investors are definitely feeling the pain right now, fortunately, even though, the company is profitable right now and producing awesome numbers. Unfortunately, the stock price actually got beat down. But let's hear from the CEO, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to be closing the video.
You heard what I said, which is that people just feel that after the great run, and it was a great run, after the really terrific outlook you gave, after the stock was moving up, that you yourself hurt the stock, and it went down big, and people feel badly that they bought it at 9, only to find out that, well, something was wrong at SoFi.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand why we did the convertible deals, why we did the buyback, and the benefits to shareholders that I don't think are truly understood by the market.
Well, this is your chance.
The first point is we did this deal from a position of strength. We just had a record 2023, over $2.1 billion of revenue, up over 30%, 40% growth in our members, our first quarter of GAAP profitability, over $400 million of EBITDA generation, and gave an outlook that was going to be for full year positive GAAP profitability in 2024, as well as continued strong growth in our tech platform, as well as our financial services business. And we're going to be more cautious on the personal loan business. What we saw was an opportunity from that position of strength was to lower our cost of debt. We had two pieces of debt that were quite expensive. One we did in 2019. It is a Series 1 preferred that pays 12.5% interest.
That's so good.
5 years after we issue it, we can buy it back in May. If we don't buy it back in May, we'll have to not just pay 12.5% interest, but it actually goes up to 15% interest for the next 5 years, and we can't buy it.
Okay, so in other words, it wasn't like you could play around. If you tried to think that maybe it would go to 12 and we got to May, you would have, and it didn't go to 12, you could have been hurt. It was not like the risk was, hey, listen, it could go up to 20 here. It was the opposite, which is that you had to get this piece done.
Well, I would put it this way. We saw it as an opportunity to do it and have a negligible impact in GAAP earnings per share, and also combined with a buyback, have it be accretive.
But did you think the stock was going to get crushed like this?
Let me finish. Have it be accretive to tangible book value per share by 8 to 10%.
Okay.
When you do a convertible, there is pressure on the stock from investors shorting the stock against the convertible. It's a delta hedge. That does happen. So there is typically 5 to 10% decline. But the reason why we did it is really important because I think this is what will put some momentum back into the stock. First is we had this 12.5% debt. We also had another piece of debt that's about $500 million that we pay 7% on. So we're going to save between $40 and $60 million of interest expense a year by refinancing from 12.5% down to 1.25% where the convert is, and from 7% down to 1.25%.
So as you saw from the video, the CEO mentioned that it's actually beneficial in the long term, the move that they made. So I'm bullish on SoFi stock. I like this stock. The numbers that they're putting out on the earnings is definitely fantastic. There's a massive potential growth for it. We know Cathie Wood is buying SoFi stock aggressively right now, so that is fantastic. And if you believe in SoFi stock, I think it's a great long-term play, in my opinion. So top 3 stocks to watch out for is going to be the first one. We have TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor Company. They have their earnings announcement coming up on April 18. We might potentially see this stock breaking out to the upside, even with anticipation of the earnings or even after the earnings announcement, depending upon what the company says. Second stock is going to be Tesla. Tesla is also an AI play that have their self-driving vehicles, they're working on robots and etc. So it's a great company to watch out for, and it's a great swing trading opportunity and also long-term investment opportunity. We have Sofi stock is definitely a great long-term play to watch out for. It is definitely closer to its 52-week low right now. It's actually closer to its 52-week high, which is $11.70. That is 52-week low, which is $4.45. So it's right in the middle. So it's really interesting play, but I like it for the long term. This stock just goes up and down a lot. Very volatile stock. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these top three stocks: Tesla, TSM, and SoFi? I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments section below. But I catch you guys on another video. Have a wonderful day.